This is the continuation of IIR digital filter from analog filter using impulse invariant technique. Here, up to previous we are observing mapping the poles from S plane to the mapping the j omega axis it into the unit circle in the Z plane. Here poles in the S plane to the Z plane. Three cases we are observing. Here in this class we are observing the fourth case. Here the poles having same real part but differ by the imaginary part is differed by 2 pi by t it is. Here in the previous we are observing, we are mapping poles from S plane to the Z plane. Here that means we are transforming transforming poles from S plane to Z plane indicates what? One-to-one transformation. That transformation is simply called as one-to-one transformation. Here in this case we are observing many to one mapping it is. Here many poles are transformed it into single pole in the many poles means a number of poles in the S plane having a same real part but it are differed by the phase difference differed by imaginary part by 2 pi by t. Here we are mapping these poles, infinite number of poles into single pole in the Z plane, many poles into single pole in the Z plane. Here due to these poles, these poles causes aliasing. This aliasing causes due to what? Here the imaginary part is due to imaginary part is greater than pi by t and less than pi or less than pi by t when sampling the impulse analog filters. When sampling the analog filters, the analog poles will not be aliased by impulse variant mapping if they are confined to the S plane. They are confined to the S plane primary strip. For example, I am considering the poles. S1 is the one pole. This is the S1. This pole is located located with identical. These two are poles. S1, S2 are poles which are identical to the imaginary real part, and these two poles are differ by phase angle 2 pi by t. Here means we are expressing S1. S1 is equal to what? Real part plus j omega it is. S1 is equal to sigma plus j omega. Here S2 is equal to what? S2 is equal to sigma plus j omega plus j2 pi by t it is. Simply it can be written as what? S2 is equal to what? Sigma plus j of omega plus 2 pi by t it is. Here now we are mapping these poles into the Z plane. Here we are mapping infinite number of poles in infinite number of poles having same real part but differ by the imaginary part by 2 pi by t. Here these poles are mapped into single pole in the Z plane it is. Okay, here these are the two poles in the S plane differed by phase imaginary part 2 pi by t. Here now from we are obtaining the relation. What is the relation between Z and S plane? Here Z domain and S plane here Z is equal to what? E power st. Here now we are determining the Z1 is equal to what? Z1 in terms of the pole S1. Here Z1 is equal to e power S1 t. Here we are obtaining this value is e power sigma t into e power j omega t. Here similarly Z2 we are obtaining Z2 is equal to e power sigma t into e power j omega t it is. Here these two, observe these poles. Here Z1 is equal to, from this Z1 is equal to Z2 it is. Here means we are transforming these two poles it into Z plane, into single pole in the Z plane. Here means the poles having same real part but differ by 2 pi by t. Here due to this pole, aliasing takes place when sampling analog signal. Here means this imaginary part is greater than the pole, S-plane poles having greater than pi by t or less than pi by t causes aliasing when sampling the analog signals it is. Here these analog poles will not be aliasing. Here the poles confined within the primary strip. Here primary strip. Here now we are here, actually this aliasing is the main disadvantage of impulse invariant mapping. Here due to the presence of aliasing, impulse invariant method is approximate for design of low pass and band pass filter. Here this method is not successful for implementing digital filters such as high pass filters. This is about the impulse invariance technique to design IIR filters from analog filters. Thank you.